Have you ever been in some environment where the music didn't fit the environment? Like maybe you're on an elevator and there's like some really loud, hardcore, aggressive music being played. And it feels really weird, it feels really uncomfortable. You expect the music in that environment to be calming and soothing. Why is that? Because you're in a space, a small space, with a few people or with a lot of people, and you don't want that environment to feel a particular way. That's a reality that we all experience. And what is that showing us? That music has the ability to make us feel a particular way. This is a really profound thing. So profound that when I was a teenager growing up, a lot of the spiritual leaders in my life were warning me about the influence of music. They would say things like, if you play this record backwards, it has demonic messages. And if you hold this album up in the mirror and you read it, it could possess your soul, and be careful. And people were burning their albums, and there would be like events and youth rallies where youth pastors would call the teenagers out to come burn their secular records. And all of that has a profound impact in saying, you know what, there's things that we want to reject that are bad values, and we want to accept good values. But that can be a lot of saber rattling sometimes. Music does have power. Sometimes we want to be aggressive. When you're at the gym or something, you don't want to hear opera music being played. So music has power. But here's the thing that I think my spiritual leaders are trying to point out. They were trying to say music has spiritual power as well. And that spiritual power is greater than any kind of power that your favorite hip hop artist might write when they're talking about doing their favorite thing, or pop artist, whoever it is, you know. They celebrate things that are worldly things, and that's fine. I love worldly things, but I love God more. And that's the power that music has. You know, sometimes we get in a depressed state, or we get in a really upset mindset over the things that are happening in our life. And there's a passage in Psalms chapter 8. It talks about these things kind of being attributed to spiritual forces. And it says that God has ordained this thing called praise, which is singing songs to God about how great He is. When you praise someone, what do? You say great things about their character. And when you sing great things to God, this passage, it says that it chases away that spirit. And so here's my challenge to you this week, just on the issue of how powerful music is. Maybe you haven't experienced God's power in times of worshiping and singing to Him and praising to Him, as Psalms would say. You don't have to be at church, and a lot of us right now with this pandemic, you know, here we are, 2020, we never thought it'd be like this, and we're not going to church the way we did, many of us. But you know what? You can have this time alone with God at your secret place. Turn on some worship music, just you and God, and He can be there. You can lead yourself into worship. So I want to challenge you that this week. Take some time, carve it out, get alone, you and God, and see how powerful music can be.